everyone, Trina here, and I have a house full of children, so pardon if there's any noises. It might be some noisy background. They're playing video games and having fun. So with that, pardon the noise if there is some. And I've had a couple of requests on my channel and through email asking about clearing. What is clearing, spiritual protection, how to do that. And there's been a few of these questions coming up. So I wanted to try to address some of them if I could. And the first one was from a mama who said that her children are having a hard time sleeping, paralysis, really bad energies affecting them, nightmares, dark entity energy around her children. And this is a beautiful thing that I was taught by the Lord. Actually, he told me, he says, when I found out that my mom's prayer was how powerful it was, it actually kind of took over my free will, and it initiated my contract because of her free will and the potency behind her prayer to bring me into my body. And with that, you guys need to understand the power of your thoughts and the power of your feelings and your emotions. Like when you feel something and you want something so bad and you feel it with all your heart and soul, and you know that it belongs to you and you want it. Like my mom wanted me to live so bad. She prayed for me and brought me into my body, and then I couldn't get back out. That's how powerful she is. And later in life, when I understood that that was what happened, I asked the Lord about it, and I says, how did she have the power to do that? And he says, because you were already within this dimension, and her power and her prayer overseeded your desire not to be. It was like a battle of energy. And they were explaining, he was explaining to me how the power that the parent has over a child, it's like they have authority over you. It's like some kind of a spiritual law. So any of you that have children, young children especially, know that you truly are the guardian and you literally have possession of them. So you can bring forth authority and protection onto children that belong to you, because they have been given to you as a custodian. So they're your children. So when you have them in your home and you're raising them and you're parenting them, you have legal spiritual authority to intervene upon their behalf. So with that, knowing that you can actually bring in your own guardians, your own soul group that was assigned to you to watch over you and help you and navigate through this lifetime, you can call upon them to bring in higher level protection for the children and to shield you in your home and all that as well. But these beings are literally, they were assigned to you when you were born. That's why all the talk is of the guardian angel. It's your higher self, and your higher self is still connected to all the spirits within that realm. And they are always willing to help, but they cannot interfere. So we must ask. So like if you're having battling some dark energies, if you can't shift your frequency and get rid of it on your own, always ask for support. But in the case of children, the best thing that you can do for children is if they're battling dark energies is to inform them of their light and teach them of the power of their light, that there's this light inside of you, and that's what they're drawn to because they don't have it and you do, and yours is brighter than theirs. So your best line of defense, if anything dark or scary comes towards you as a child, shine your light and burn them bright. And that's what I would teach my children, and it works. And laughter, shifting your frequency. As adults, we understand this. We have to maintain our frequency. That is your best protection, is maintaining your frequency. Children, they don't get that luxury. That's why they need us to protect them, because they're taking everything in as they should. They're taking everything in, and they're developing neural pathways in the mind, and they're growing and developing. So it's our job to keep them safe. If your child's having trouble at night in the bedroom, a simple thing that can help shield them from those darker energies is salt. Dark energies do not like salt. So sprinkle salt all underneath their bed. Put it in each four corner of the room. Smudge the room. Bless the room. Shield the room with your imagination. Put forth your own dome of protection over your children and over your home. Call forth your angelic support system and your ancestors, your family, your bloodlines. Call them forth and say, I need your support because something dark is here and I need it gone, and I want you to keep it from coming back. And you command these things and mean it. Mean it from your heart and see it done with your mind, and feel the gratitude of clean, clear, positive, loving energy flooding your home, and feel that. Feel the resonance of a clear home. Imagine the house looking brighter in the daytime. See the light penetrating your home. Clear your home. Use your mind, your heart, and your gut. Feel it. And when you get all three of those to agree, there's nothing that can stay within that frequency. And this I know to be true. So those are just a couple things that I know to do to get your children safe. Also, too, if you could put them in a salt bath before bed, that would be good too. Literally, salt is not good for them. I think it's one of the essences of holy water. So they don't like salt at all. So frequency up your children and let them know that they have a light inside of them that is stronger than anything that darkness could ever hold. So they just need to remember that they have a power inside them, and that superpower is their light. And this light is a little tiny spark, but it can grow like a floodlight. And teach them to use their imagination on how to make this light grow. You use your imagination to make this light grow. You see it happening. And this is what the children, they need to see it happening. Show them or teach them however it resonates. If they have a favorite character or a video game and where they burst forth light, say it's like that. Get them to relate with it somehow so they can literally form the neural pathways in their mind. And let them know that that's their greatest power. Teach your children that they are powerful. Teach them as young as you can that they have powers within them that they yet have not discovered because they are still young. And that's why we're here to guide them and guard them until they're old enough to fully explore the power of what they truly are as a being. So there's much our children don't know about what they are. There's much we don't know about what we are. And we're learning. We're learning together. So another thing that was asked was how to clear, and how to clear your energy and your chakras, and what that is and why would you do it. Everything that you are manifesting in this reality is based upon your vibration. Your vibration is based upon how you're feeling. So your vibratory rate is a direct resonant expression of how you feel. So that's why it's always about raise the vibration. That means you have to get into a positive frequency with thought, with music, with dance, with breath, with prayer, with mantra, with affirmation, with laughter. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's just bring your frequency up. If you're feeling dark or low or irritated or angry, that's not your true essence. So find out what in the matrix is bugging you. Is it something real in your life that should be bothering you, or is this an energetic entity knocking on the door? It's trying to get in. So, or it might already be in, and that's why you're having these feelings. That's why you're doing this. Either it's around the field or it's in the field. So we need to start to hold responsibility for what's happening in our environment, what's happening around you, what's happening within you. These are the keys, because once you identify what's going on within you, you can change what's going on around you. And it's really that simple. But I think the hardest part is identification. Most of us have dark energies or entities screwing with us, and you don't know what it is or where it came from. So you don't understand that it's truly affecting you, as you just brush it off. You think, oh, I'm just having a bad mood, or you try to make it okay. That's what the ego does. It tries to make it okay. So it's like, no, we're cool. We're safe. Everything's fine. We're good. That's the ego's job. But anytime you feel these things within you you sense them in your environment, I think it's going to be our job in the very near future to literally shift the freaking energy, bust the frequencies apart. We will become those tower moments for lots of people because we'll know how to manage our emotions and know how to sense what's happening within the field around us. And some people might be like, oh, I can't sense like things around me and I can't pick up on stuff like that. It's like, no, you can. You haven't used that part of the muscle of the brain in a long time since you were a child. So this reawakening, it comes in stages, layers, and levels, and you only get brought to what you can go to next. You can't go from here to here usually very quickly. It's a process of evolution. Your body has to learn how to train, adjust, and process within these frequencies. Some of them are very, very, very powerful. So sometimes when I'm working with like the Lord, higher entities, literally my heart vibration is so intense. It literally looks like I'm shivering from the cold because the vibration in the chest is so intense. So these are vibrations we have to like learn to process so you can hold them in the body comfortably, because you're literally connecting to entities, energies, beings. This is happening all the time. We have connection to our ancestors. We have connections to our guardians. We have connections to our higher self, over soul. We have connections to so much. But the thing is that we can't perceive it with our 3D vision. We can only perceive it with the inner eye and the mind's eye and the imagination. So imagination is your superpower. And this is fact and this is real. If you're in trouble in the spiritual realms, you have to get over the fear enough to think. And think, how could I blow these things up? Or how can I get this darkness away from me? You literally have to be able to compose yourself while facing some pretty weird stuff and some pretty crazy stuff that scares you pretty big time. You have to find a way to get back into your own power. And when you can get back into your own power, your light holds and make it bright. And if you can think it, you can be it in these higher astral realms. Literally, it's instant manifestation. So all these superpowers, with all these superpowers that we've been being fed for all these years on the movie screens, the aliens, the human hybrids, Wolverine, all the different superheroes. This is based upon what's real in the astrals. These are our true powers. So many of us have different abilities and different powers. And many of us, it's taken centuries and eons of time to master these levels of abilities that we now carry within our own codes. So awaken the warriors within you, the magical wizards, the witches, the healers, the priests, the monks, the warriors, battlefield soldiers, all of it. It's time to start to integrate all the things that you are as a being and gather your talents and your gifts, because you've earned them. You worked very hard to obtain them. So bring them back. What are the things that you've always been interested in and you don't know why? Or say the first time you went to try to go archery hunting, you picked up a bow and you were dead on spot. These are muscle memories and soul, and it takes a while for the body to remember these things, but there's an instant knowing. And start to connect to these things that you've had an instant knowing in your lifetime, because these are things that you have probably mastered in the past. So all of us are holding hidden treasures within, and it's time to start to unlock those treasures and know that there's nothing that can harm you other than your own doubt that you are not powerful enough to handle anything that comes at you. So with that, I hope that helps you guys. I hope it answered some questions. Oh, another thing, cord removal, bindings, curses, contracts. Okay, contracts. We are under so many that you have no idea that you were under. Simply sit down and write a new contract saying, I now am releasing and I now do not comply to any and all contracts placed upon me, my bloodlines, my ancestors, or any other part of existence that I am currently unaware of. I rescind and rebuke all vows, oaths, and covenants that harm me in this lifetime. I choose to strengthen and improve the bond with all of those that strengthen me and help me in my journey. See, there's also good cords. There's also good bindings, ones that you've done to yourself by learning important lessons, things you've taught yourself and things that you've earned, and you've given vows to never lose these things. There's certain things that are literally, they're good things too. So imagine too the dark cords, see them in your mind. They go all over the body. They can go into the head. They go everywhere. They're like tentacles. See, do a scan, use your imagination. See light around your body and see if you can find any areas of darkness. See if they're cords. And then the good ones, tell your mind to light them in gold. And tell your mind to put the ones that are harming you or not serving you, to make them gray or dark. So you can see the difference between the cords. And then you can create a magical tool, a magical sword, and you can see, bring forth your own oversoul or your higher self, and have it stand in front of you as your mirror, your image, and have your identical self cut and sever and remove all the cords that do not serve you. The same thing with oaths, vows, contracts, all of it. It's that simple. Do it in your imagination, however it works for you. But literally just state and write it down that these things no longer apply and you no longer comply. So with that, it's part of taking your own power back on a soul level. These contracts, they bypass flesh. They go all the way into the soul. So these are important, and they're important. This is important work to start doing. Start releasing and freeing yourself from all the hidden beliefs and bindings that are holding you back, making you respond out of trauma and fear, and literally keeping you in a lower vibration. Cut them loose. They do not serve you. And they will you feel so good when they're gone. So literally you will notice a difference if you truly can use your mind and your gut and mean it and say, I'm done with this. Cut them now and see it done. And it's done. So that's how I've always got rid of cords and bindings and contracts. I literally write it down. I rebuke it. I rescind it. I do not comply, and I do not participate in anything that was not explained to me in expressive, absolute, full disclosure and consent. So get rid of them all. Because contracts, they're real, and they bypass this. And the contracts are literally the day you're born, you're put into contracts. Like 3, you don't even know of. 3 different contracts you were literally placed into at birth. So these things are real. Start to learn as much as you can about them. These things are profound in what they accomplish if you do not have eyes to see and ears to hear. But the people here, they're getting eyes to see and ears to hear, and a whole auric field of awareness that supersedes them both. So that's what we're here to do, reconnect with our fullness, and that is our energy bodies, and our energy bodies are connected to the auric field, and the auric field is connected to your higher self or oversoul, and all your ancestors, and all the higher dimensional beings that are part of your family. So that's how we access gods, because we can access parts of our own family tree that are existing in much higher dimensions where they are godlike. So this is part of our lineage, just as it looks like that we are a direct lineage of the light bearer. And it's so funny too, because when everything started to go better on the world, it was because I gave you the morning sun. I give you the Star of David, the morning sun. I give you the light bearer, the way shower. truth. So I think light shower, way shower, all this different stuff, these are different anagrams for the same being, which is the fractaled down energy from a beautiful, amazing angel that got thrown down into matter, hence duality hit. So you've got the good angel and the bad angel, just like we have the good and the bad within us. It's the same exact thing. And the light bearer, angelic good part of it would be what you would call it would be the Jesus, Thoth, all these beautiful truth showing, way showing, enlightened beings. They would all be holding the resonance of this angelic being. They would be fractaled out of this angelic energy. Like they were birthed through the ray of this angel's wisdom. And we may all be. That's why we probably have the genetic seed of the lineage of the light bearer within our genetic codes. I've always known this somehow on a very deep level. In that book of Og that's been suppressed by the Vatican for all these years, and when it talked about the little, your insect God compared to my God, when I've seen these massive gods, and then it talked about all, I was like, this is such confirmation for me. It was profound, because this is what I've always known. It's like we come from these beings, these big, beautiful beings. They're part of our family, part of our lineage to get all the way down into soul and into humans. And it's a whole process of dropping down from light, because we all started as light, sound, and love. And that's truth. Light, sound, and love. So we are that at our essence. And that light, it produces sound. And when you're protecting or defending in love, that force is unstoppable. So remember, we are stars. Shine bright. I love you all. I hope that helped. I hope it answered questions for some of you that have been asking me. I hope it clarified some things for you, and let me know if there's anything else you want to know or if you need further clarification, because there's much to this, but the bottom line is the power's within you. The power is you, and that power is your eternal spark or light. So embrace it and shine bright. I love you all. See you soon. Bye.